Welcome back, magical people. Thank you for subscribing, and for those of you who are new and just tuning in, this is the Majik Life Late Night Live, and I am Niedrick, the Magic Mom. I hope all of you are having a fantastic Saturday and that you're ready to dive into some new cards with me. So, the energy is feeling a little bit shifty and honestly kind of emotional. So, if any of you are feeling that too, you're not alone. How about we pull some cards and find out what we can and can't do to help move this along faster, huh? I have a feeling a lot of it could be due to the Pisces full moon coming up on the 2nd. Full moons are pretty emotional anyway. And, well, this one happens to be in one of the most emotional signs, Pisces. So maybe I shouldn't be too surprised about the emotional bent that this day's taking, huh? So let's start out with a Soul Truth card by Brienne Hovey. And let's see what our biggest question is today from our soul. Ooh, what if it was easy? We got this one last week, I believe, or very early this week, but it is still a very valid question. Why do we always have to make things harder for ourselves than they need to be? Oh, I remember. Because we were told that, well, nothing worth having is easy, right? And that, you had to work hard and struggle in order to succeed. But what if it was easy? And instead we should be, well, going with the flow and following the path of least resistance, huh? The card says it doesn't have to be hard. Call in the universe, the stars, the angels, and all their powers. Find the solution. Would you take the next step if it were easy? Well, it's time to expect ease, call in grace, and receive guidance, because you are supported. And most of all, everything is always working out for us, right? Hello, Bridget. Oh, right. I kind of feel the same way too. And I cried with you in your video earlier, and I totally understand exactly how you're feeling right now. But no, you're not alone, babe. We're all feeling it, and we have been. And yeah, sometimes we need to stop being so hard on ourselves about our emotionality and just take it for the typo that it is, huh? So today our soul action says, list 10 possible ideals for your soul's current calling. Lean into ease because it's here. You just have to say yes to it. And I think part of the problem is we're so used to giving all of the good stuff away, we kind of start to feel bad accepting it when it keeps showing up at our doorstep. And instead we go, no, that's not for me. I'm going to give it to this person over here who I think deserves it more. But the universe isn't giving us an option this time. We are going to have to accept what we are being given right now, learn to embody it and embrace it, right? Just like the cards have been telling us. It's time for us to learn how to receive, because we can't just be the love being given out. We also have to learn how to accept it for ourselves too, right? Because the flow can't keep going if we stop it with ourselves. Let's get one more card. I'm just going to pull one out of the middle of this deck right here. Oh, maybe I won't. Can't get it out. My hands are too small. Oh, there it is right here. Our next question. What else could this mean? Also another good and valid question. There are always multiple ways to look at every situation, my friends. Our first reaction is usually rooted in our fears and limiting beliefs. Look at a situation today by stepping outside of the trigger and ask, well, what else could this mean? Your next soul action for today says, is there something that your soul is calling you to learn in this moment? Or is there a pattern that is ready to be broken? Walk in the other person's shoes and see it from their perspective. Or if it doesn't involve someone else, ask yourself, how is life happening for me right now? In other words, well, what are you creating for yourself? Are you still trying to drag your past into your future? Or are you setting it down where it belongs? And that's part of what this whole purging process is. That's why we can't stop crying about nothing. It's like being pregnant. Those of you who don't know what being pregnant feels like, you kind of lose your mind a little bit and you start feeling like, well, it's not about you anymore. It's about the new generation that you're bringing forth. And in a way, we're kind of all pregnant right now because we're bringing in a whole brand new earth, a new way of being. And the birthing process is hard. Pregnancy is hard. Creating anything is hard. But we just got to keep trucking and put one foot in front of the other. And sometimes we're going to have to sit in the middle of the floor and cry. But then as soon as you're done crying it all out, you may be left with a slightly empty feeling inside. And then you're going to see a rainbow or butterflies or hear a baby laughing. And you're going to realize that, well, you were crying those tears out so you could make room to receive more joy and love and more of who you really are. And in those tears, you're shedding all of those things that limited you before. In that way, you're purging yourself of those limiting beliefs and instilling in yourself something more beautiful and lighter. And that's how some of the heaviness goes, because there is nothing heavier than tears held in, right? So maybe it wasn't something that happened today that really was the basis of those tears you're shedding, but maybe something that happened a long, long time ago. And at the time, you weren't able to shed those tears, but now you've been given another opportunity to set it down and, well, not pick it back up again. Let's get an Earth Magic card. The Green Man, Synergy. This has an amazing message in the book. So I don't usually read the Earth Magic cards out of the book, but I'm going to make an exception this time because this has an awesome message behind it. Excuse me. So, my friends, the Green Man's message for us says, Green Man is Earth's vegetation, personified. And although he has many variations, this card depicts a more subtle and embedded representation. In other portrayals, he resembles the face of a man covered in green foliage as branches and vines sprout from every direction. There exists some form of Green Man throughout history and in a myriad of cultures throughout the world, often a symbol for the rebirth of life in springtime. He's also been associated with the Lord of the Wildwood. And as a representation or as a representative of the plant kingdom, Green Man reminds us of the incredible synergy required for Gaia to maintain her delicate and dynamic balance among the various beings on the planet. Synergy is the interaction and cooperation of two or more elements that produce a combined effect greater than the sum of their separate efforts. And we witness this in the complex and cooperative interaction between plants, humans, and animals. For instance, fruit trees propagate by being eaten by an animal that then deposits it back into the earth after digestion. And as a new plant grows, bees pollinate the flowers, and the cycle begins again in nature's simple yet remarkable synergy. The ultimate message behind this card says you have the advantage of an incredible synergy at this time. A flow of life is guiding you, where things just seem to fall into place as you move about your business. You are in a mutually cooperative interaction with Spirit, as your will is aligned with the will of Spirit, and your mission is congruent with your sense of purpose. When this is happening, there is a synergy, a way that your life force is continually coming into balance with the forces of nature. There's also a synergy between your spiritual awareness and your personal self or ego. So be aware of the various idiosyncrasies of your ego and do not take any of them too seriously. Know that your higher self is always looking out for your best interests. And in this cycle, tune into that guidance, however it shows up. And you'll find that you move through life with greater ease due to a synergistic balance of forces expressing themselves as you. Just like how each and every one of us is expressing ourselves as a variation of Source itself, right? All different pinpoints of matter that coalesce into a sum greater than what we are. The one, God, whatever you call it. The energy that is. And each and every one of us contribute in a very tiny, tiny way, but in a way that's infinitely important. Because the world wouldn't be the same without you. So never ever think that you don't matter. Even if you matter to no one else in the entire world, matter to yourself. And know you matter to me. And you matter to creation. Because, well, how could that which is not be perfect? Do you think God made a mistake when creating you? No, not even close. So, let's get a Nature's Whisper Oracle. Oh, and my nose itches. Ooh, that's a pretty one. Remember, your life is full of infinite blessings. And this card also is a representation of winter. So it could be that this is the beginning of something that will finish out then. It could also just be a reminder that, well, each and every one of us is a snowflake that creates that beautiful picture, right? And didn't we get the big picture yesterday? I like it. Let's grab the book really quick and see what Infinite Blessings has to say. It's also the 17, which adds up to an 8. And, well, that's the number of infinity, right? Ooh, this one's kind of short, but definitely sweet and to the point. My magical friends, open your heart and your reality to the immeasurable gifts from nature. Loving energy is surrounding you. Love from the highest level is being showered onto you in your life. So count your blessings and remember that love is all around you. Notice these miracles and blessings as they show up in unexpected ways, but always at the most auspicious time. Your life may not be exactly as you anticipated, but be sure to look for your miracles because they're all around you and they're going to be different for each and every one of us. Some of us are just grateful that we woke up today at all. I know I am. Honestly, I shouldn't be here. I was given a 10% chance of survival at birth, and they made my mom start planning my funeral. They didn't even give me a chance. I was supposed to be a vegetable. I was supposed to never be able to walk or have any sort of quality of life at all. And yet here I am, telling you that you can do it too, with 3 amazing children that I was never supposed to be able to have. A life I was never even supposed to live. And it's definitely not one that I ever take for granted, not even for 1 minute. So remember, you are that miracle too. We all have different circumstances and problems and things that we need to find solutions for. But if we can just keep the faith, those solutions will come to us and it'll be easy. Instead, we very often make it harder for ourselves than we have to with our expectations. Maybe not for the things around us, but for ourselves. So remember, you're already perfect right where you are, and everything else is just icing. So thank you for waking up today. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for sharing this space and this moment and the miracle of the knowledge that, well, we made it through another day. And tomorrow we're all going to do it again. And it's going to be even more amazing than today was, no matter what it looked like. Let's get a couple soul coaching cards. Let's get a really good affirmation for ourselves. We're going to try and get 3 cards, but we'll take whatever we get, huh? I'm not going to look at these. I'm just putting them down on the table as they come out. That one. There's another one. There it is. All right. We got 4, and we'll go from the bottom to the top. Thank you, Bridget. Here we go. We get silence. I'll show you the card and then I'll read the affirmation together. We get purification. There's the tears. We get playfulness yet again. And miracles. Imagine that. So, what does that say together? That we are serene no matter what is occurring around us. Our energy field is being cleansed of all that we do not need. Our joy is the greatest gift that we can give to others. And our life is a miracle. There you have it, folks. The most simple reading in the world. But obviously one we all needed to hear together, right? So are you focusing on all the things that need a solution? Or are you focusing on the fact that, well, you already found it by being here, by having faith that everything is always working out for you, the knowledge that all your wants and needs are met above and beyond your greatest expectation, and that you're always safe, loved, protected, and prosperous. And, well, letting the emotions out in one way or another, be it through laughter, tears, or however it's coming out for you, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up about it. It's part of the purification process. Just remember, well, you're letting it out so you don't have to carry it around anymore. So let it go. And instead, find that playfulness inside you however you can. Even if sometimes it's just in the silence of realizing that your life is a miracle, no matter how it shows up. And it can always get better the second you realize that. So appreciate the fact that you're here. And be grateful for the fact that you're going to be given a tomorrow. So you can try it all again together. So until next time, my beautiful, beautiful friends, may favor follow you wherever you go, as does my love. And know I'll be back tomorrow, just like always. So be good. Be good to yourselves. And keep being good to each other. We're changing the world every day, one soul at a time. And the most important one is our own. So thank you for being on this journey with me. Thank you for liking the videos and sharing them with your friends. And for all of you who are subscribing, and even those of you who are not, and you're just watching. No, you mean the world to me, and you mean the world to creation as well. And so no matter what it looks like, know that if you make that choice, it can be one filled with love and joy and ease. Or it can be filled with the opposite of that. But ultimately, the choice is yours, because no one is doing this to you. But it is sometimes doing it for you. Bye, everyone. I love you beyond measure. And I'll see you again tomorrow at 9 p.m.